Hey, what's good, guys? It's Austin here, or Luna. So today's story time is a little bit of a cringy one for me to tell. This story time takes place 2 years ago. I was at my friend's house. He was throwing a party. It was about an hour away from where I lived, so getting out there was kind of a challenge. I actually rode out there with one of my friends who was going, and he planned on drinking and staying there. So I had no way to get back home unless I wanted to Uber, and the Uber back to my house was actually almost $100. So I don't really want to pay for it because it's really expensive, and plus riding in the car with someone I don't know for like an hour long just sounds really like not that fun. So I just kind of just winged it pretty much. I went there and I had no idea how I was getting home, but I figured, a lot of my friends are going to this. I'll find one of them who's not drinking and he'll take me home. And that's what my plan was. And I get to the party, and halfway through, I realized I'm not going to be able to find anyone to take me home because I pretty much asked everybody I knew there, and they were all either drunk or drinking or not driving and had a ride already, and they were full. So, like, pretty much everybody there couldn't get me home. And then I met this couple. This one dude came up to me, and he asked me if I was Luna from YouTube, and he was super cool. He talked about how he used to watch my videos a lot, stuff like that. And he was with his girlfriend. She was drinking. He was drinking. They were definitely having fun, and he was just being super nice. So I talked to them for a little bit, and they asked what I was going to do for the rest of the night. And I was like, well, I'm pretty much just trying to find a ride home right now for when this party's over. And he's like, oh, where do you stay at? And I told him, like, the general area, like, the town. And he was like, oh, I'm from there. Like, if you want to ride home with us, you can. And I just replied, and I was like, wait, you're driving? He's like, no, I'm not driving. I'm going to get a lift. And I was like, oh, okay. You're cool with me coming with you? He's like, yeah, bro, tag along. We can do 2 stops. It's no big deal. On me. And I was like, bro, fucking thank you so much. And I gave him a hug because, like, I was just so stoked I found a ride home. And they were cool people. And they just seemed really cool and reasonable, at least I thought. And couple hours went by and the party ended. They got even more fucked up, the 2 people I was talking to. And it was time to leave. And me and them left. So it was me, him, and his girlfriend. And they ordered a driver from Lyft. And he got there pretty quick. And he's like, all right, Luna, you sit in the front seat, man. I was like, okay. So I get in the front seat. They get in the back. And like 10 minutes into the ride, I could already tell something was up. Because I heard a whole lot of moving around and like them making out and stuff. And the driver looked in his mirror and like could see them making out. And he just kind of like shook his head. So, like, he didn't care, but it probably annoyed him. He probably sees that a lot from, like, just drunk people he picks up. So he ignores it, right, because he thinks they're just making out. And then I turn around, like, 5 minutes later, and she is on his lap. Like, her head is on his lap, and his hoodie is covering her head. And I turn back around, and I just think to myself, yep, she's definitely sucking that dude's dick 110% in the back of this fucking Lyft ride. This is just not how I thought my night would end. And I turn around again just to, like, make sure I actually saw what I just saw. And this dude and his girlfriend are still doing that, and he shushes me. Like, he, like, puts his finger to his mouth. He doesn't make a noise or anything to give it away, but, like, he does that motion to kind of tell me to, like, be quiet and not say anything to the driver. And I turn back around, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, what the fuck? So a few more minutes go by, and then the inevitable words were spoken from the Lyft driver. He goes, hey, what are you guys doing back there? And he starts to slow down, and he pulls the car over on the side of the road, and he turns the light on in the car, and he turns around, and he's like, what are you guys doing? And the girl pulls her head up so quick, and the dude immediately covers his whole, like, lap area with his hoodie really fast. And the driver just goes, are you serious? In the back of my fucking car? And he grabs his phone and cancels the ride. And he goes, get the fuck out, every single one of you. And I just look at the driver, and I'm like, look, man, like, I really do not condone that type of shit. Like, I don't like it either. Please don't make me get out and walk home in this cold. Like, I'm really far away from my house. And he's like, all right, if you call another ride, I'll take just you home. I'm like, thank you. And while I was requesting a lift on my phone, the other people were getting out, the dude I met at the party and his girlfriend. And they were like, all right, bye. See you later, Luna. And I was like, see you guys. And they fucking left. They basically just had to stand on the sidewalk and request another Lyft or Uber to come get them. So as I requested another one, the guy I was in the car with, the driver, he accepted it. And he started taking me home. And he starts telling me, he's like, look, I've been driving for Lyft and Uber for so long, and, like, I've seen so many weird things on these weekend nights. Like, I just can't stand seeing that type of stuff in my car. I was like, yeah, man, I get it. Like, I wouldn't want someone doing that in the back of my car either. You were completely justified to do that. He's like, yeah, you seem like you were mixed up with the wrong people anyway. Like, I believe you. I was like, yeah, it's all good. So after that, we kind of just listened to the radio, and he drove me home. And when we got to my place, I gave him a $10 tip because he deserved it. Like, I'm not going to fucking not tip him after he saw that in the back of his car. And yeah, I pretty much just walked inside after this and went straight to sleep. And a few months after this took place, I actually saw the dude and his girlfriend at the mall nearby. And he was like, yo, Luna, what's up? He's like, bro, that one night, fucking crazy. And I was like, yeah. How'd you end up getting home that night? He's like, oh, it was all good. We just called another driver. I was like, oh, all right, dope. Well, it was good seeing you again, man. And I pretty much just walked away. And that was pretty much the end of that. Moral of the story is, if you have a girlfriend and you want to be affectionate, wait till you're out of the back of a fucking person's car. Like, it's just a little bit rude. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this story time and found it funny. If you did, please leave a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it. Leave your guys' stories in the comments down below. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys all later. Peace.